How do I see it?
So
Exciting stuff. I
Comparing
like
to
it.
live stream.
There's red button.
Tell me. Will it tell me?
I don't know. Adam's watching it in the other room on YouTube. So.
Oh, Fresh Oak Grove live.
Is it there?
There's a little symbol to say we're live.
Red button.
I don't know how you see it. Oh,
In the other room.
videos. No.
Is it there?
There's a little symbol to say.
Is Fresh Oak Grove?
Click your notification button, and there we are. Oh.
Right, there we go. There's a lag of about...
There is a bit of a delay.
It's about 30-second lag. So in about 30 seconds on YouTube, I'm going to tell everyone there's a 30-second lag. And what I wanted to do is, I have no idea who's going to watch this live and who might catch it at another point. But rather than us just sitting here and waiting to see if anyone asks questions looking like lemons, I thought we would ask each other a question. So Ryan Trevor is top left on mine. You've got a panel of wise people. I'm not sure what Ryan's got in his head, but
it's my funny hat.
It is a funny hat. You're right. You may ask, and don't let that put you off. You may ask anyone a little question about how they've been surviving lockdown, or how their week's been, or anything like that at all to share.
Oh, so I get to ask anyone. Yes. Opportunities. First of all, question I want to ask.
Hello, Joshua G.
Ryan Woodward. What has been the highest scoring game of Ticket to Ride you guys have played? Like, who's got the highest score?
Oh my gosh, that is a question. I think, if I remember correctly, the highest scoring game we've had was, I think, me at around just over the 300 mark.
Nice.
Ryan Woodward, you may ask a question to someone else.
Oh, who's choose? Tash, this is for you.
Oh, that doesn't work. What? Oh,
Tash, have you? Yeah. Tash, have you had any funny experiences at work?
First of all, can I just say that Karis can't get onto the YouTube thing?
It took me a little while. Joshua Cheers on, Jessica's on. It didn't. I couldn't find it straight away. You need to go into the videos.
Oh yeah.
Live
Wait,
chat.
we found it.
Or send you notifications if you.
All right. Funny experiences at work. Let me think. I don't know. Like, just work full stop is really funny at the moment. Can't think of one standalone experience. Oh my goodness! The other day, I was I was bending over to assist a resident to put on her slipper, and then accidentally ripped my trousers in front of my manager. Yep.
Very good.
Tash, have you shrunk? Have you shrunk, or is that a big mug? Look at the size of that mug.
Oh god.
Tash, have you got a question for someone else?
Yeah, let me think. Who's on the chat? Oh, Tina.
We have another viewer.
Good to see you.
Have you?
Let me think. What has been the funniest thing that Ryan Trevor has done during this lockdown?
Ryan-based one.
Every day is funny living with Ryan Trevor. He's not funny. He's just a bit daft, isn't he? And funny.
Poor Ryan.
But lovable, just lovable in a funny kind of way. I gave him a little job to pull out a little really small bush out of the garden about 2 weeks ago, and there's a little pile of dirt there, but it's not done yet. So that's
it's not a small tree, it's a beast of a tree.
I was about to say, when you say small, can you give a definition on that?
Bonsai tree type thing.
I've had to use a saw for this job.
Yeah, he doesn't
It wasn't
do.
small.
He's just a lovable Ryan.
Mm.
I agree with you, Tina. He's not funny.
Oh,
We've got we've got a question early on.
He is funny.
nice easy question on YouTube.
Nice, easy question. I'm going to open up to the panel. I'm happy to answer it, but I don't want to steal it from anyone else who's got the answer, or an answer, not the answer.
Well, I think we
why-
should leave that to the theology students.
Why are we alive? Why did God make us?
I think that's for Charlotte.
For me,
You think that one's for Charlotte? Okay.
right.
Charlotte goes, I think it's not for me.
I think God made us because he was so full of love that he wanted to create something to share that with, and that is the reason why we're all alive here today, because he made humans to share his love with, and then they procreated to share their love with, and hopefully we'll all share the love.
I like the concept of sharing. If you start getting down the realms of God made us so that he could pour out his love on us, you get to the situation where God needs us. I don't know if you can see that. So,
Yeah.
So God needs us because he's got so much love. He needs something to pour it on. I don't think God needs us.
No.
Whereas I do think God is willing and wanting to share everything he's made with us and all that. So I like your share comment there, Charlotte. I'll give you that one. We've got another one.
Squash Pickle thinks Ryan and Ryan are funny.
Yeah.
Hey!
It's
He is right. It's a
I'm just
very
gonna-
wise man.
I'm just going to block him. Block. And Keris
Ouch.
says, no, I'm not going to, because two of the people who live in the same house. Keris says, is Ryan T excited for Brooklyn Nine-Nine tonight?
Yes, really excited. Yes, I can't wait for the next episode.
New series E4? Is that?
Yeah, it's we're kind of in the middle of season 7. Really, it's a really good season so far. But America is like just finished watching it the other week, and so they're posting spoilers everywhere. So kind of already know half of the main storylines, which sucks. But yes, I'm very excited for Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Okay. I always wait until the series is completely finished and then catch up with it on Netflix or whatever.
Nick Blanche says, hi, it's Joel. Hi, Joel.
Nick says he's Joel. That's interesting.
And he will receive that in about a minute.
Tina, look behind you. what just happened?
I said, what happened there?
Ryan, what did you do?
I didn't see Ryan move.
That's
Is it
fine.
Ryan or Joshua? Ryan's still there.
I can only presume, as a warning came from Squash Pickle, it was Joshua rather than Ryan. I'm gonna say,
Or unless Ryan's done a very good artistic work of actually putting a picture of himself in front of the screen, and then he automatically went downstairs and done that.
What's actually happened is there's been Wi-Fi problems, and so you're just seeing a still image of me, whereas I'm.
A still image talking.
have you seen that? Have you seen the scene in The Incredibles where the teacher tries to film Dash?
Yeah.
And Dash
Yes.
maybe Ryan's just that quick and is
Yeah.
that much of a superhero.
Any more questions from our YouTube viewers?
There's a bit of chatter going on. There's 6 people watching at the moment. This is exciting times. This is a technological breakthrough. So while we wait to see if there's any other questions from those watching live, where did we get up to? Who just answered the question?
I think Tash just asked Tina a question.
Tash
Yeah.
asked Tina. Did Tina answer?
Hmm.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Tina then gets to ask someone else's question.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So during these crazy times, what have you discovered about yourself that you maybe hadn't realised before? So that's sort of like a new, new revelation can be, and I'll give that to John Mattox.
Or
I was worried you were going to say that.
It can be deep and spiritual. It might just be a hobby that you tried to start but didn't like, or a food that you really can't bear but you had to try.
I don't really know, to be honest, because I mean, apart from staying at home a lot, not much has changed for me because I'm still working. I'm still, going back and forth to work every few days. I've managed to get quite a bit done in my garden, which is nice because it's actually looking like a garden now. So that's good. I don't know. Sorry, Tim. I haven't really got a definitive answer for you there, so I'm gonna have to leave it at that.
While you were answering, there's just a lot of love for Ryan Trevor generally on YouTube.
Hey.
Ryan T is a hero in general.
Who's playing Guns N' Roses on guitar? Is that Joel?
Nick Joel.
Is that what he's playing, or
don't know.
That's a
or is Joel saying that Ryan is a sweet child of his? More Ryan Trevor love. Right, Mattox, pass a question on.
Oh, right. Just what I need to ask a question. I'm confused. I've never done this before. Ooh, crumbs. I'm just gonna make some noises for a minute or so while my brain does its thing. Okay. What? It's probably one of those questions that have been asked many times. What do you miss, like, that you can't do at the moment, which you could normally do, and you're like, well, I really wish I could do that now, and I can't wait till I can do that again. I'm gonna ask that to who hasn't been asked a question yet.
Me and Peter.
Okay, I'll ask you, Charlotte. Go on.
So what do I miss?
Yeah, what do you miss about things you can normally do?
I miss being able to hug people.
Yeah.
And not having to stay 2 meters away from friends. Yeah, that's probably what I miss. And just being able to go out for a coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get that. Can anyone hear drums?
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I can go tell him to stop playing. I'm really sorry.
What do we think? What do we think, viewers?
It's like the beat in the background. It's quite nice.
If it gets too loud, I will go and tell him to stop playing. Right, Peter.
Yes.
How long has it taken you to grow a beard?
How long have we been on lockdown?
It is quite beardy. I think I shaved in the second week, and that was probably the last time I've shaved.
Of March?
Second week of lockdown. So this is 7 weeks worth.
Wow.
Which is
pretty much the beginning of April.
Pretty rubbish. And I've been in the garden. I'm pretty sure some Miracle Grow's got it on everything, but it is tame.
What colour is it? What colour's your beard, Peter?
It's a wide selection of colours.
Right.
It's a little bit disappointing because
orangey brown.
There is some strawberry blonde.
Strawberry blonde.
There is some There is like a homage to Tash in there a little bit. There is some Tina's roots in there as well a little bit.
How rude!
And there is my natural like mouse thing going on as well. I also haven't cut my hair, so this is for a challenge that I'm doing, which will be all over Facebook soon. I'm aiming to look and be like Forrest Gump, but that's all I'll say for the moment. You've got to have a look out. You won't be able to miss it soon, but yeah. Ooh, there's another question.
A question on YouTube, yes. You
Go
got
for
it?
Jump.
So the one I saw is anyone good at Tetris? From Mega Gamer
Ryan,
Lord TV.
I reckon Wood would be. Wood.
Yeah, definitely. I love playing Tetris.
I used to be what I thought was quite good, but not in comparison to some people. That was on the old school Game Boy. But not. I say I don't have time for computer games, but I do still manage to play an awful lot of Football Manager. But that's about all. So probably I'd say one of the two Ryans would be my go-to for something like that. Are you a Tetris man, Trevor?
I've played it, but I'm not really I'm that good at it. Yeah, I'm giving that to the other Ryan.
I'm not any good at it.
I totally love Tetris. Anything that's sort of strategic based, that's my game.
Questions are pouring in now from Keris. What has been your favourite thing to do to pass the time? Tash.
Oh, Alex says I have to say hanging with her.
Actually,
No.
it's lovely to hear from you, Tash, but I'm just thinking you could just tell Karis, couldn't you? You just say, Karis, but we'd like
basically, Karis and I have decided to start like cooking more and making stuff that you would buy in the shop, but like homemade. So like hummus and sorbet, you know, stuff
Very
like that.
class.
Yeah, stuff like that you wouldn't think, oh, let's make it at home.
If you make hummus, you've then got to sit. You look through the ingredients. You go, where on earth am I going to find tahini paste and stuff?
We just had it in the cupboard.
You just had spare tahini paste in around.
We just had it chilling, you know.
We're that family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've loved doing a bit of that, but I tend to do make things that I can't, because our garden has gone crazy. I've done so much gardening. We've got loads of stuff that I don't want to waste. So the other day I was thinning out radishes, which means that you plant loads of radish and then you take the weak ones out so that the big ones can grow. And I thought, well, you must be able to do something with these baby radish things. And we made a pesto with them, and then I made a soup with them as well. So, very exciting. All loads of opportunity to do something.
I do miss a classic young soup.
So things like that. Another question then. Ooh, this one's a deep one. From Jessica. Do miracles exist? Panel.
Yes.
Lovely.
Cool. Next question.
Is there a longer answer?
Probably, yeah. No.
Yes.
I can't think off the top of my head if I've personally experienced miracles, but I think I would definitely say I have witnessed miracles happening in other people. Through maybe one or two people who I know, and maybe kind of sort of secondhand witness, like a friend witnessed, a miracle in someone they know, and so I yeah, definitely. I mean, they're all through the Bible, in particularly in Jesus' time, performing miracles and everything. So yeah, I definitely say they exist. Anyone else?
I think if you ask a doctor, you know, any medical doctor, they'll
Mm.
say that, I mean, Christian or not, you know, any faith, they'll always say that there is so much sort of in medicine and in terms of sort of people recovering from things they just shouldn't do.
Yeah.
I mean, some of them would obviously say it's unexplained, and some of them will be quite open to the fact that it could be, you know, something much bigger and much greater, and you know, from something outside of our understanding. You know, you don't really need to go too far through a hospital before you find a doctor who sits there and says, well, that shouldn't have happened medically.
Yeah.
You know, and when you hear, oh, well, you know, there are a whole load of people praying for that person or something like that. You know, obviously not every single doctor is a Christian, but they will always say there's so much that happens that's unexplained. That's always the most interesting examples I see. You know, there are I've got loads of examples personally where little things, other people would sit there and say, well, that's a coincidence or something like that. I don't believe they are, and I totally do believe that miracles exist. Did anyone else want to chip in on that one?
One of the bits where I'm kind of confused and unsure about is why we don't see or maybe hear as much of miracles that are talked about in the Bible happening today. So, for example, why don't the dead get raised today? Because there's cases of it in the Bible. So, why is it that it seems like some happen, or some that are in the Bible happened, whereas it doesn't seem to happen today? I realise that's not me answering anything, but
you asking a question, right?
Yeah, I think we kind of see stuff maybe in a more minor scale, and we might just say, oh, that's the work of God. So depends if you draw a line between, oh, that's a miracle, and then that's, oh, God just worked in that. I think whatever terminology you put on it, I think there is definitely works of God happening, and some are kind of more spectacular than others. So you hear stories of a person who's like in a wheelchair, not being able to walk, to being able to walk, and then other times just a simple God answered this prayer. So I think we can sometimes put too much weight on the word miracle, and miss out when God is just working in the small, I think.
I think quite a lot of people would probably define a miracle as just God stepping into a situation. And that can look like, you know, healing or something really unusual or crazy happening. And other times it can just be something quite small and personal. But it's kind of, you know, God stepping in and stepping outside of the rules of science and physics and all the things that, you know, the ways that we understand the world, and busting them open by being bigger than that. You know, so if you're using that as a definition, we've probably all got personal sort of stories of little times when that's happened personally to us. I'd hope anyway. Anyone else want to step in? Or do we answer what I presume is Joel, as Nick? Did you see our spectacular toilet paper with a carrot catch? Comes from Joel, and I did, and it was outstanding. There were two really, really good toilet paper carrot moments. One from the Birch Boys, which involved, you know, they threw the toilet roll, must have been 30 foot in the air, did a full 360, and then caught it on a carrot. That was
Nice, good work.
And then if you get a chance, see if you can see Joel's. I think it's on one of the Youth for Christ videos, actually. Joel's on the trampoline, throws it over his head, out of the trampoline net, and Nick catches it on a carrot. I mean, sterling.
Oh, nice.
Sterling toilet roll carrot work. I'll see if I can find the clip at some point, but I think it's on Youth for Christ's video page, which reminds me,
brilliant.
So was I today. Go and have a look, because I quite enjoyed my little talk. It's one of my favourite verses ever. But it's on Youth for Christ sort of thought for the day thing. I hijacked that today, so go and have a peek when you're done here, after you have done your little clap for carers, if that's the sort of thing you quite like. We're out of questions on on YouTube, although there are 11 whole people viewing right now.
Whoa,
I know.
we're famous.
Ryan
Got into
Trevor
double figures.
likes that so much he showed both his armpits off. There they are. If you
Whoa.
We're all striping.
right, I'm going to ask a question because I think I had the last one. Charlotte,
Yes.
how do you find calm in your mind at a time like this?
Oh, that's a tricky one. I would say, firstly, that I don't always find calm in my mind.
That's
I'll just put that out there. But I just have to remember that this, even though it seems like the most overwhelming thing ever, actually, we as a humanity have been through big things before, and we've gotten through them, and there will be an end to this, and there will be an end, and we can only pray that it will impact the fewest number of people. And I also just have to remember that God is in this with us, and that no matter how sad or anxious or low I get, he will never leave me, and he'll always be there in the back of my mind, and whatever voices go on and tell me lies, I just have to trust that his voice will always get through those lies. In terms of, I don't know whether you meant that or whether you meant like I do colouring, and I'm actually I've
You can take it any way you want. So it's a nice open question.
I don't do colouring because I hate colouring, but I do some painting, and that helps. Painting and cycling, they're like my newly found calm.
I think the other thing is that, you know, we can just hope that the world coming out of it is better than the world going into it. Is if we're looking for positivity and a little bit of hope, we can sit there and say, do you know what, we could just got to learn some lessons from this, and that hopefully we'll come out of it stronger. And very, very sadly, some people won't come out of this, and some people haven't come out of it. But for those who do, let's make sure that we do those people, you know, an honour and a service by learning from any lesson that we can find in it. I think we've got time for one more question. I'm going to see what Tina thinks about this one. So, Jessica, do pets go to heaven, Tina?
I don't know. I don't know. I'd like to think so. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't either. I don't know. That's why I asked you,
No.
Tina.
I don't know.
Has anyone got a real strong answer on that one? Because I don't know.
I don't know.
If before things went wrong in Genesis 3, in creation, if we think that's one of the closest things we've seen to heaven, there's a lot of theology around before things went wrong, there was heaven on earth, like in the Garden of Eden. There were animals in the Garden of Eden, I think. Yes.
Yeah.
So I think there will be animals in heaven. I mean, definitely corgis. Corgis go to heaven, but cats maybe not.
Oh,
So coming from someone who studied theology, there will be corgis in heaven.
yeah. I mean, I just it's an interesting question though, because if heaven in essence is going back into the presence of God, and the best example we've got of that is Eden, you could use that as a point, as Ryan has. You could also ask the question on the other side, which I'd hate to do because, as I said, Emily would kill me if I suggested they don't. You could ask the question: do animals or pets have souls? Jessica just then added the extra bit, or hell. So I know there are some people that think that all cats obviously will be going there because they're obviously evil. But they're not. They're just very, very forthright with their opinions, and they know exactly what they want and like. Chloe says, "Hey everyone!" So everyone say hi to Chloe.
Hey,
Hi, Chloe.
Yeah.
there's the link on the YouTube chat now to the YFC video, the carrot catching video.
Oh, I thought you were going
You
to say
can't-
me in a hammock. No, there's the carrot.
You can't click it for some reason.
Oh, okay, but you can find it. Look them up. We're going to call that a day because in 3 minutes' time, the nation's going to pop outside and clap. Thank you to the panel. Thank you to the. We've still got 10 people online, and there's loads.
We should all wave now because, like,
in 30 seconds,
minutes time,
yeah,
30 seconds, everyone will say.
We'll say goodbye. I think that was
Bye.
quite successful. We might do that again.
Yeah, that went all right. Yeah, some
Yeah.
good
Definitely
questions.
do it again.
Thanks, guys,
Thanks,
for all the
guys.
questions.
See you
Thanks for
soon.
watching.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
And this bit might be a little bit longer. Take care.
Bye.
Bye bye.